Hey, we are actually doing it. So yesterday I talked a little bit about how I had found this combo, and this combo of Magosi the Waterveil, proliferating the Magosi counter, moving the Magosi counter, one of the two Magosi counters onto Nesting Ground, activate. then you can take infinite turns by proliferating over and over again. We were trying to build this on stream. And of course, the exciting thing is having an infinite turn combo just between three lands: Karn's Bastion, Nesting Ground, Magosi. Um, I was trying some builds last night that were really all in on this, and I'll say it did not go very well. Uh, did not go very well, predictably, I think. Um, and so I was like, it would just be so much easier if we could copy the stupid extra turn ability. And then I'm like, okay, there is actually a card that does that in Modern. Rings of Brighthearth. Whenever you activate an ability, if it isn't a mana ability, you may pay 2. If you do copy that ability, you may choose new targets for the copy. And then I was like, so with this in play, you can go tap Magosi, put an Aeon counter on it. And then if you tap Magosi to remove the Aeon counter, take an extra turn, you can copy that for 2 mana. And then you get to so you go skip a turn, then take 2 extra turns. One of your extra turns cancels out your skip an extra turn, and then your next turn you just take a turn. Do you win entirely with Mycospawn attacks? Yeah, I think Mycospawn attacks is just enough. I had a stupid, what's it called? I had a Mirex in here. I guess we could still play a Mirex, but I just didn't have an opponent who like played it out either. And you can like set up decay command and exile your opponent's blockers. But anyways, Nesting Grounds may be necessary. Let me do the talk. Good morning. So the idea also is, of course, that this isn't enough, right? You have to untap the Magosi. This is not just a 2-card combo. So we have Deserted Temple to you go tap, put a counter, untap the Magosi with Deserted Temple, take an extra turn, copy. If your Rings dies, you can get Shifting Woodland. One thing I really like is the ability to have Rings of Brighthearth in play, and then sacrifice Urza's Cave. Copy the Urza's Cave, activate the ability with Rings of Brighthearth, and get a Magosi and get a Deserted Temple. Now, I do think having one copy of Karn's Bastion and one copy of Nesting Grounds is good. It did win me a game yesterday, but not in this build. I also have a Primeval Titan build. I don't know which is better. We're starting with the Eldrazi build. But in my Primeval Titan build, having the ability to Titan into Karn's Bastion and Nesting Grounds and just be able to combo just with your lands, I think this is very important because there's a lot of air in the deck. We're playing 32 lands. We're playing a Boreal Grazer. We have a lot of air. We need to be able to combo, I think, if we don't have Rings of Brighthearth in play. And so the ability to do that just in your lands, I think, is worth the 2 slots. I do think that winning just with Mycospawns is viable, especially because if they just all die, you can still Shifting Woodland to Mycospawn. We'll see if that ends up being the case. All right, let's go. Had to play on the Timmy account today because I knew we were getting too weird with it. We can keep this. We can go turn 2 Curiosity, turn 3 Karn or K Command. Not the best hand, but like keepable in the play. Probably a mulligan on the draw. Yeah, I think streams like this are really fun. A lot of times they're just train wrecks, but sometimes they end up finding something really special. And in principle, it would be really nice to go Talisman into Rumble. Can I ask a question about the Fiddlebender deck? Is Halo Fountain some part of combo or is it a value piece? Yeah, so you basically always just get Halo Fountain on top of your Fiddlebender, sack the Fountain to get Crackdown Construct for your combo. So my opponent has a Felia here. So it seems to me like I'm interested in commanding. And then they don't play the Felia because they know I have command. which is fine. I just command anyways. I probably would have played the Felly anyways. So Emrakul costs 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, let's keep the Emrakul. Seems like this turn is... I'm just always going to go Karn for Torpor Orb. What about an Eldrazi Temple with Kiora to untap it? Kiora turns 2 seems good if you have Labyrinth Temple. We have a build like that and instead of using Kiora, although you could... I think we've talked about Kiora in that shell. Instead of building the deck like that, we have built that deck with Magus of the Candelabra, and you can untap your Temple, you can untap Ugin's Labyrinth, you can untap Utopia Spell lands, you can untap Overgrowth lands too. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So they cast Felia. See what they got here. Torpor Orb, you know, pretty tough for them to beat. Yo, what, did you call your doctor? Is it okay? So they get a triggered ability here potentially. Turn no cards with Overlord. Sorry, my song ended. All right, so Emrakul costs 11, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good job, Magosi. A great job comboing. I think we can still keep in the combo. But I do kind of like Consign against them here. It's like 3. Should do a Cyberpunk stream? I'm a big fan of that game. Let's mulligan this on the draw. Just too slow. Same. This Chalice good in the matchup. Do you ever 3 yet? Yeah, we could go down. What's the record today? We didn't do very well with the more all-in builds of Magosi, so we just built this, and this is our first round with this build. So, like, the combo itself was pretty strong. Like, Magosi, Temple, Rings of Brighthearth. This was pretty strong thing to be able to do, but the all-in build, I think, is just a little bit too fragile. Like, it's just not a particularly difficult thing for your opponent to just be able to commit to attacking that plan. So we built this build as a way to maneuver some, give ourselves some backup plans here. Does anyone feel like Fury could be unbanned? I feel like it was mostly banned to hate on scam 4-color elementals, neither of which are really around anymore. I feel like a Fury unban could help hate on lower curve creature-based decks like Energy. The problem is that Energy would play another creature deck would be playable anymore. So I don't know. This is what people always say, is that Boros would just play Fury instead, but I think that Fury would like certainly be a net negative for Boros. I don't know. Yeah, I think Fury would be a net negative for Boros overall. It is very good against them. I don't think unbanning Fury would be a good decision. However, that card is like one of the least popular cards ever. People really hate that card being legal, and I think it's good to give other decks and cards an option to shine. So I think I'm going to try to get XL Felia, make spawns, untap Worldbreaker the Overlord. Please, I'm having so much fun to Orzhov. Please don't unban Fury. Yeah, I think unbanning Fury is not a wise decision. I agree. Boros would play Fury against the Boros deck and so would every other red deck. I don't know. It's like y'all remember Fury? How like Rhinos was cutting Fury, and like Fury was not a card that was really played unless you were like 4-color elementals or scam. They're like you wouldn't just play it in every red deck. That wasn't actually reality. It was, really it was a card that like merfolk and elves humans players would complain about, and certainly good against those decks, and those decks still unplayable despite Fury being banned. So they got back a Phantom. They got back Fel, yeah. Well, but yeah, I don't think I'm banning it would be good, but I think the amount of like this dialogue tree of Fury or Boros would just play it. It would make Boros better. I think it's not true. I do think Fury would be a net negative for Boros for whatever that's worth. Very small, kind of nitpicky dialogue, I guess. But yeah, it's Fury. It's good that Fury's banned. I think just let it be gone. Like if anything, like give us Pyrokinesis or the Fury that can't get scammed. Yeah, this was what it was last time. Like people like you can't play creature decks when like literally every deck in the format is a creature deck. It's just you can't play your creature decks. So I have to put two back here. Unban Uro went over the heart of Twitch chat. I would hate an Uro unban. IDK Boros would just jam Fury now that Amtraptor is gone. Maybe that doesn't just because Boros plays the card doesn't necessarily mean it's a net positive. But I also like tell me like why Boros is main decking Fury. Like I would rather play Galvanic Discharge and Static Prison, Goblin Bombardments as like these for this kind of effect in that deck. You don't have that many red cards to pitch. Fury just pitching it is like, I don't know, it's like it's not good against Breach, it's not good against Dimir, it's not good against Eldrazi, like we're really I don't know. This doesn't sound like an actual thing that would happen to me. So I could get Bridge maybe here. I could also go for the get Rings. Let's just get the Orb. Unfortunately, we are getting Feliad. If Boros started playing Fury, they'd probably move into Marty to be closer to Scam, at least playing frame rate. Yeah, maybe, but maybe. It certainly is the case, though, that Guide of Souls, Ajani, and Onslaught Pride are much worse position cards if you're illegal. I'm not advocating for a Fury unban, of course. The answer, of course, is errata, but don't have that conversation. I certainly don't want to have that conversation, yeah. I'm not a big fan of the errata at 5-head dialogue tree in general, where it's like, so like if you have a card that's busted and your solution is to errata this card, why should you not just do that for literally every card on the ban list? Isn't that just alchemy? Like why what is the rationale behind being able to unban or errata like one card but not another? It just doesn't, like, I don't understand. You just pick your favorites, I guess. It's like, yeah, like why stop at erratating? Like why errata anything if you're not going to errata everything? Yes, you should. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like alchemy is like the least popular Magic format in history, so I'm not in favor. But Modern Horizons is a special set for grinders no one else touches, and simply by adding the words "if you cast for the elementals" are now fixed, so you can free them all. But also, they do errata cards all the time. We just pretend siblings don't count. I know this, but it's like, but it's that's very different from saying this card is on the ban list. Let's errata it so it doesn't have to be on the ban list anymore. This is just a different thing you're saying than we're fixing templating with errata. If like why should we errata Grief and Fury so they can come off the ban list and not errata literally every card on the ban list? What is the argument for that? You're just making an alchemy at this point. The least popular Magic format ever, a format that I don't like, a format that most people don't like. I think it's just not a good plan. It's okay if it's okay for you to want to have this plan, but I'm not really into it. Okay, so we get to grab an Eldrazi Temple off the Urza's Cave here. Hopefully they don't have another Wisp. Okay, fair enough. Am I just grabbing Bridge? Seems that way. I could get Orb, but I feel like I just need to get Bridge instead. I'm hoping that my opponent flickers the Wisp with Felia, and then I can consign the return of the Wisp. They might flicker the Wisp, target the Bog, and then I could replicate too. That could be super nice. I'm guessing the title's not up to date. So my title, I at the moment says Magosi Infinite Turn Combo 2.0. There's a Magosi in play. We have an Infinite Turn combo. I think it's up to date. Oh, perfect. The dream. They gotta target the Wisp here, right? We've pivoted the deck to be like just play one Magosi, one Deserted Temple, Karn to tutor for rings. We're playing a couple rings at the main still. And we have Urza's Cave and Mycospawn to tutor up our combo lands. I think I'm gonna cast the. I'm casting in here, but want to make Witch Enchanter on the bridge a little bit less easy for them. Solitude 2 to some extent. Keeps a card on top. Not great news. If I draw a Mycospawn, I guess I'm not going to kick so I can go Mycospawn plus Bridge. Good one. Okay, no creatures in graveyards at the moment. I'm gonna make spawns here. So I can cast Emrakul if I can find one. Might as well cast Rumble first now. Isn't Mindslaver just a better combo in a deck like this with the Cavalry Runes? Well, this combo is less mana. So to say there's just a better combo, I think is silly. The Mindslaver combo is 13 mana effectively, 2 to tap Academy, 1 to put on top. Mindslaver activate 13 compared to Deserted Temple Magosi copy, which is 6. It's like less than half the mana cost. Does require an extra land. My dream is to move Aeon counters into Magosi nesting grounds. Yeah, that's how our first draft started, and did not end up so good. If there's any good way to make Primal Prayers work in Modern, we've had some success with Primal Prayers. And a few different builds. Raptor being banned hurt a lot of those builds. We do have a banned build that's like kind of nice in paper because of the infinite life combos. The infinite life combo is like not as nearly as good in on Magic Online. How's the combo work? Okay, so you get Rings of Brighthearth. Either we have 2 in the main, and we have 1 in the board off Karn. So with Rings of Brighthearth in play, Magosi and Deserted Temple, you go tap Magosi, put an Aeon counter, skip your next turn. Untap Magosi with Deserted Temple. Tap Magosi, take an extra turn, copy that extra turn with the Rings of Brighthearth. That's infinite turns. Then you replay the Magosi. But consider a single copy of Map in the sideboard. We can consider it. Okay, so now I can Emperor Bones the Solitude on the Felia, assuming nothing better happens. Do you think I want to get this above to 4, and then I'll say no to this one? Well, what can we do with that? Now I regret this Flicker. I guess I can go Flicker the Recruiter, get Witch Enchanter here. Dang, it's so much better if I didn't tick up the Vial. I think I got to get this out of the ham. Oh, I could Flicker the Bridge. Flicker Bridge. Attack with Felia. Attack with Felia. Okay, yeah. So Flicker the Bridge. This is fun. The longer you stare at Flicker Wisp, the better it gets, always. Yeah, so let's get the Felia off the field. Can target the Recruiter, get Witch Enchanter also. Blink the Vial. I think it's better to get Witch Enchanter than Violin Witch Enchanter, I think. Maybe it's better to do that. Because I am giving him a 2-2 this way. I don't know how much the 2-2 matters. But the Vial is gone. But they have another one, so maybe that didn't matter that much. To see their deck too. One nice thing about this too is it removes one of their outs to the bridge. An opponent controls. Who didn't tell me this? Witch Enchanter is like, not today, Emrakul. Not today. Why not eat Solitude Flicker Emperor? Well, the problem is I took this up too much. Oh, you just want to get rid of the Solitude that bad? Guess you could do that. Okay, so hold up the K command here. Sit up straight, because I think we're about to take infinite turns. Do have to find one of our last Karns, because I boarded out my rings. Dade with the 49 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Thanks for the advice to buy Magosi's last week. Last week? Were we talking about this last week? I thought it was this week. Yeah, I get a few looks at our Karn. Didn't want to attach with Worldbreaker. I mean, I've got an Ensnaring Bridge in play. How could we attack with Worldbreaker here? Okay. Not that, but even if there wasn't a bridge, I wouldn't want to attack. So I'm a little confused. Some good cards here. I guess I don't actually. I don't know why I thought I wanted a temple. How mad am I at the Mavericks? I don't know. I mean, I'm still like kind of a recent getting back into NBA fan. It stinks though, because like I was kind of I my hype for being an NBA fan has dwindled a lot. Now they can see to the combo. Hmm. Let's mulligan, I think. Oh, Chalice of the Void. We need you to do some stuff. This Orzhov again. My friends and I said, my friends and I wanted to print and play test a bunch of modern decks for fun. Are there any decks you'd recommend? All right, that's what I do. Click that link, moxfield.com/user/aspiring spike. Take your pick. Look at the ones that sound fun. Go crazy. Fun is, so subjective, and I think having that modern deck that speaks to you is it's a pretty personal thing to some extent, and I wouldn't want you to deprive you of the deck selection process. Oh no, Dino got hit. Ugh, he was on game 6. Okay, quick game 1, quick game 1. Quick game 1. Kind of pre-boarded. Game 6 final boss. Wait, the Chandra? Dang. Stinks. Okay, turn 1 Chalice is good. I'm gonna keep the second World Breaker. Although I guess it doesn't. I guess maybe that's doesn't matter as much because I'm just gonna play this turn 1. Let's go. Why quad World Breaker over split in World Breaker Devour? Well, simply put, this might be kind of obvious, but I think World Breaker's better. They're better in multiples. They're better in general. So I'm playing 4-0. Let's keep this cave. Cave plus rings is actually just a combo, but we will need some more colors of mana. I think actually to play around Blood Moon, I'm gonna not play the rings this turn. It also kind of makes sense. Like, why do I need to play the rings? I can just make 3 spawns and then the rings are free later. Does that make sense? I don't know if I could handle the mental damage from getting hit after 6 games. Yeah, I mean, I think that like I'm sure he's just got a lot of love and support at least, which is kind of the only way I imagine that being manageable. You know what I mean? It's like he's not just a guy sitting alone in his room doing this. He's got thousands of people cheering him on. That's what keeps him going. What keeps me going too. So I need this Misty Rainforest. Now, I've got a couple options here. I can go Rings into sack Urza's Cave copy. This will let me combo off next turn. I can also just take a turn to cast her Worldbreaker first. I also have, like, Karn as an option. Listen, we know what we came here today to do. But yeah, one thing I really like about like main decking the Rings too is this. Like you just Rings Urza's Cave is the combo because you get to copy the Urza's Cave ability with Rings, and then go off. Put in fetch shock, so it's possible to have Blood Moon. Yeah, they it's also like they've been missing land drops too, so this seems fine. Yeah, you can copy fetches too, which I guess we could do. What's the point if Magosi gets killed? Just cast Emrakul and hope. Yeah, we're what? What do you mean? What is the plan if Magosi gets killed? Look at the deck, man. We're just a normal ass Eldrazi deck. What's the plan? Get out of here. Cast Emrakul and hope. Cast Emrakul and win. You don't think Emrakul the Promise in is enough backup plan? Can we Rings the new Lotus since it's not a mana ability? I don't know. Oh, I did need to go for it before the Ragavan could have exiled a Magosi. Although I guess I knew there was a card on top. So if I copy this, I can get untapped Breeding Pool, untapped. It's good to get the extra mana into play. Yeah, Magosi is the backup plan. Ava, 10 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Very cool little Rings action here. I might go on a little bit of a Rings of Brighthearth journey beyond just this deck too. This was a pretty sick turn sequence here. We may be onto something. And you know, this is exactly what I'm talking about at the beginning of the stream, by the way, when I'm like, it's not just about breaking the format. It's about maximizing ideas. This is exactly what I mean. Although we're not exactly in great shape to do too much. Figure it out. I'm not sure if I could do so much what I can do with the Deserted Temple on tap here. But I could also just dig until I find like an All Is Dust and have a million cards in hand. Or they could just concede here. Rings plus Voltaic plus any rock that tests more than 3. Cornucopia makes infinite mana, which is cool. Yeah, we've talked about that a little bit in the 8 key decks. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how we advance the plan there. I think we have enough mana to draw a Talisman and then start to go from there too. Yeah, we would have been able to draw a Talisman and start doing stuff. Okay, game 3. Yeah, we are indeed so back. Tough to mulligan 2k commands on the draw. So it's not. Well, don't you stack extra turns so you can take turns off? I don't know if we had enough mana to do that. At the very least, it doesn't seem as simple as you're describing. Just stack extra turns 5 head. Now Fox, thank you for the Twitch Prime, appreciate you. Look, we're getting Blood Moon with them not having a 2-drop. The rings plus key thing also works with Minamo, so as long as the thing that's untapping is legendary, yeah. Yeah, I have thought about it in those decks before. I'm not sure exactly why I haven't really played it before over there. So we can go Rumble into K Command the Guide this turn cycle if we want to. We could also cast a Mycospawn, get another Forest. And that would help us work up towards World Breaker. I think I want to get the guide off the field. I think I'm gonna grab the Deserted Temple. Just another land is good here, but also nice to be able to combo this game, right? Seems like they kept kind of a flooded hand with Blood Moon. Oh, I forgot about Haywire Might. Dang it. Sure, someone was screaming about Haywire Might. Spike, you forgot Haywire Might. No. Echoing Deep's worth including some copy Soul Lands or copy pieces Rumble. Maybe. I don't love the sound of that, but it could be okay, yeah. Juno? You know, we are just Eldrazi with Magosi combo, but it is like actually just possible Magosi combo is right in this deck. But the combo is, I think, good, but the being all in on it doesn't seem to be a good plan. Since it's if that's all your deck is doing, your opponent can just focus on disrupting that. But when it's like a secondary thing that you're tutoring up with like 8 tutors, you can even copy the tutors with the rings. Seems to be pretty nice. An Imprintable would be really good to go Talisman plus Chalice this turn. All right, that's what I asked for. The next turn we can kick a Mycospawn and get Magosi. Might need to find all his dust instead. Are we gonna do free starter lookout build for Magosi combo? Seems great with Deserted Temple. We thought about it. I definitely think that yeah, there's a lot of directions you can go, but to me it does seem like I just kind of like the idea of being able to tutor this up. And have like higher card quality than to be more in on it. Yeah, so yeah, the chalices were a good suggestion, I agree. So if I rumble into Karn, we are playing sorry, yeah, I am just gonna go ahead and rumble into Mycospawn here. This digs me for the Greaves. Or should the rings, rather. Karn, not so bad. Let's get Magosi. Obviously, a Johnny bombardment is just a lot of damage. We're taking 4 plus 3 minimum, so 7 down to 3. Maybe a gear per Ori on the side for Karn to grab to play additional land with Magosi. I don't think it's that important. If you have 4 extra mana to cast Ori when you're going off, you're not going to really need to have anything else. So just take infinite turns and win. The fact that Ori works with rings, either Key or Manamo, and Imprints of Lab would be an ideal piece for Rings deck. Yeah, I'm kind of interested. Oh, they targeted the Mycospawn. Interesting. I am interested in kind of going down the Rings rabbit hole a bit. Okay, might be dead. Why did you not use Temple for Eldrazi? I feel pretty confident that I did do that. I think you're mistaken. Yeah, we're just dead. All right, we did just beat Boros. Let's see if we can do it again. I think we also lost game 1 last time. Yeah. I think we ran it back. Let's do it again. Oh, did I cut the rings? No, I didn't cut the rings. What cards are these I'm interested? If you are interested in that question, I made a YouTube video talking about it. You can go to the YouTube channel. I guess we did a DFT command. If we're going the route of Eldrazi, we have an infinite combo. We haven't re-examined Fanatic of Ronus, Umbra Mantle, Solid Wild. Maybe Keswick will front to transfer the mana into a kill. I mean, maybe. I mean, we have done that deck. You could do it again still. Although I kind of felt like the Umbra Mantle combo was better with the Magus of the Candelabra deck than this shell. Don't love having second rings, but rings plus Urza's Cave is just the combo. We have a potential turn 2 Chalice. We have K command plus now plus Temple. So gonna keep. So good chance I go like Urza's Cave, Chalice into next turn, Talisman, K command, whatever 1-drop they played. So I think this is gonna be what we do. And then we set up for the following turn rings into untap and win, maybe. Haven't seen anyone play Nadu Solani. I think it's because it's annoying to play. I mean, maybe. I think there's probably a lot of people who just don't believe in that archetype very much, which is fine. Oh, it's Just Guy. Yeah, I think there's certainly non-believers, which is fine. You did tap the Temple for the Rumble. Okay, sorry. I should have played K command for Mycospawn. I'm on my knees apologizing. Am I getting consigned? Should I have played around Consign? I guess so. Although I'm a little confused. Doesn't look like Consign. Wear Tear into Consign? So probably this is going to be a little too slow. Let's see, they have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess it's like exactly not too slow if they have nothing. It's just asking a lot. So maybe if I main deck the K command, we win, although then they get to counter the rings. I have second rings. Also, they, kind of hard for them to have nothing. Could draw Annul's Dust. I'm glad to see Jeskai Energy picking up. I don't like seeing Iteration, really, but I'm glad people are playing the Jeskai Energy deck again. Target the Temple, target the Temple, target the Temple. Although, I guess we're just dead next turn. So we actually need them to target the cave so that we can top deck all this dust. Okay. 2 and 1. All right, let's keep this on the play. I think I'm going to play the Breeding Pool tapped for, instead of going fetch Veil. Just going to prioritize my life total a bit more since my hand seems to be pretty good. I like Murderous Cut in some decks. I seem to be the only believer. I mean, I've played a lot of Murderous Cut too. I like Murderous Cut. The problem with Murderous Cut though is it's like it just doesn't kill Pride and Frog early. Like that is a pretty big problem. Okay, so I'm pivoting my plan here because my opponent has revealed a Devourer of Destiny. Don't care about my life total as much. That's true. Murderous Cut pretty good with the Black-White God. The Black-White God's pretty crazy. Urza's mine, huh? They said no to K-Command Temple Seer, so seems possible that our opponent has like just Tron with the Devourer. If they're gonna say no to all of these like really premium cards. I think I gotta take the Labyrinth. Kind of a sad thing, but I didn't. Should be fine. I'd love for my opponent to just like play a Talisman. Nice. So I'm gonna grab a Coating. I was right about the Tron. There's a Karn. They get a plus on the Talisman. I guess it's kind of fun that getting Rings of Brighthearth is not something that's turned off by opposing Karns. I think they should probably just grab a Leveler most of the time here. Just tuning in, is this a land destruction deck primarily? No. This is a infinite turn Magosi combo deck. I don't know if primarily is the word I would use, but certainly a big part. I'm kind of tempted to get half of the combo here, but I should probably just be disciplined and get a Temple because I drew this. My opponent played Tower last. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Always leave Tower in play. You want to force them to use it to find the other answer, restrict mana. Well, I have a Karn the Great Creator in play, so does it seem like that's possibly something that would happen? Seems to me like my opponent is just always going to be unable to do that, and they played the Tower last. So I'm going to target the Tower. Will I get a bridge here? Then I could plus on the bridge and exile it with K command if they did. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Emrakul is castable if I minus my Karn first. I think I'm sticking with the plan. I should have plussed on my coding probably, but it's okay. I think if they plus their Karn, they're less likely to attack my Karn than they are to protect theirs. We'll see. They concede. All right, so Chalice is out. Ugh. All is this out. Emrakul in. Leveler in. Although maybe Leveler being in is bad. This should be fine. Rings of Brighthearth is a modern card. Is this a rhetorical question? It's legal. It's not a card that you've probably seen very often. That's not why you come to twitch.tv/aspiring spike to just see Boros Energy over and over again. All right, let's keep this. There's cycling K commands. Looking at getting back into Modern, something that's a little off the wall. Could be fun to play on my local shop. Give me a couple suggestions next come up with. Just go through the box. You'll go through the YouTube. That's what those are there for. I'm not gonna just list all the decks I played recently, but there's tons of resources for you. Twitch VODs. Brutal. Twitch VODs, YouTube, Moxfield. I recommend Moxfield, of course. Yeah, the combo is Rings of Brighthearth, Deserted Temple, and Magosi. One thing that's pretty interesting too is that with Urza's Cave, if you copy the Urza's Cave ability with Rings, then you can get both halves of the combo. So it's almost like Urza's Cave Rings is a 2-card combo, almost. Okay, definitely gonna play Karn now or next turn. You also have Karn to get rings, although this game we're gonna get a coating, I think. Maybe. Maybe I will get rings. I guess we can't go Mycospawn into Mycospawn next turn though. I can go Mycospawn into Deserted Temple into coating next turn. Okay. Let's get a 4-1 prediction going. Y'all keeping this? I mean, it's kind of hard to mulligan a Rumble. Is this deck winning because the combo or just because it's stock 54 card Eldrazi? We've comboed like 3 or 4 times this league. I don't know. The combo plan is certainly a plan B here, but I think it's an interesting direction to explore. In general too, it's like, you know, when you find tech like this, it's like you do want to play good cards with it, you know. Maybe not like we were doing this earlier, but you do good cards. Good cards go with good cards. They grab an Emrakul. They also have a Ghost Quarter. Don't think we can afford to keep that here. Might be just a little too slow in the draw. Might be a lot too slow in the draw. Why not K return? You think there's a splash too much deck? You could play K return. I'm playing All Is Dust instead. You could certainly slot into a more stock build. It's also like the red splash is kind of tough because of the Urza's Caves. But you know, it doesn't have to be built this way. Oh, they target my Hedge Maze, so I can't Mycospawn next turn. Would they get Labyrinth instead of Temple? They imprint that Emrakul. Why did they get Lab? To play a Talisman? How are they tanking here, too? Sort of feel like I should have won the die roll. So they put Emrakul to their hand. They have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it seems like my plan is to Mycospawn for a Bojuka Bog here. Four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. They put Devourer into their hand? That's so good for me. Really? That's awesome. We might win this game. I mean, we need to dodge stuff still, but we just cast Worldbreaker next turn and we're stabilized. Never mind. Alright, let's go to game 2. Forgot to win the die roll. All right, here's our sideboard plan. Get in there. Spike, I have a problem with the stream title. How many times have you actually taken them from turns? It seems your turns taken is always a finite number. Should this be Magosi finite turn combo 2.0? Shh. I guess, yeah, it is a finite. Can't, it's only like 50 turns. Is that a better title? Surveil lands are good. I think we're still mulliganing that one. If you ever literally take an infinite number of turns, I'll gift a sub. This is what we gotta do as Magic streamers. That's what we have to do to get a freaking subscription over here. I think you just get coating. As much as I want to get rings. Nice. Running it back. How many turns of Magic do you think you've played lifetime? Don't know if I'm good enough at numbers to guesstimate that, but playing Magic Online every week for 11 years-ish. Any reason we're on Daybreak account? Yeah, I figured we'd be switching between builds and cards a bunch. I just wanted to be able to do that quickly. I feel like it has been good to do that today. Can't believe I'm putting back K-Command. I think it makes sense, though. How many breeding pools am I on? I might just be on one, two. Okay, cool. Maybe I should just surveil. I guess like if I wasn't gonna counter Talisman, I should have just surveilled. I think it's worth keeping on top. Ten a day times. I mean, it's not 300. I don't play 365 days a year. Although on on weekdays, I usually do about like 15 to 20, but sometimes like probably less than 25 matches a day. How many times do you think you've cast Ace Rack in your life? That's a real question. Too many. They brick on Rumble. Actual no cards in hand. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Rumble into Bog, Chrysalis, Misty, Talisman. Yeah, 10 might just average out. Although maybe 10 a day is actually just a conservative estimate. They choose Misty. My opponent has... Just gonna hold up the Consign. Instead of counting the types for Emrakul, we'll just hold up the Consign. Just tuned in. How's the stack? The combo seems pretty powerful in the show. Is this the optimal build of Eldrazi? Way too early to like say, but I think that this combo is powerful, and this is an early draft, and the combo seems to be performing kind of well. Is Stone Rain normal? It's becoming kind of stock, yeah, to like beat the mirror. Okay, so they have... I can't even see the types. Planeswalker, land, sorcery, artifact, instant, kindred. So they could have cast Emrakul this turn if they have it. Y'all think they have it? I think they do have it. I'm gonna bog them. What do you think of the Chrysalis? I think they're kind of filler, but they're like a fine flex spot option. I think they're kind of good with the Stone Rains in a weird way. Not quite castable. Would love to draw an Urza's Cave. Really have a strong opinion. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't love that. Drawing Urza's Cave would be really interesting between casting Worldbreaker, casting Command, and just trying to win the game next turn. Is Sire fall out of fashion? Yeah, I think it's mostly good in the Magus of the Candelabra build, which I do like that build. Good thing our opponent didn't know we were out of basics. A spider. Although maybe I want my opponent to Ghost Quarter me so that Urza's Cave isn't out for victory. So Emrakul costs 11 for them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're pretty far away still. Or 3 away. 2 away. They can cast it next turn. Be sure I keep my spawn token around. So these are all insanely good cards. The Urza's Cave lets me combo. The Emrakul lets me like Ghost Quarter them, maybe. Although they'll Ghost Quarter me. So my Emrakul costs 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The problem is if they Emrakul, they get to destroy a bunch of your lands with Worldbreaker. Yeah, I agree. We need to stop them from Emrakul. I'm on board. Goodbye, sweet rings. We'll see you soon. Imagine their last card isn't Emrakul. Oh. Okay. Miscounted kind of hard there. Now the good news, I get to do the Worldbreaker trick. They're going to Ghost Quarter me. They didn't see the Ghost Quarter their Sprawl line if they have Emery. Oh, they did have it. Wow. Ghost Quarter their own Sprawl. Was that enough? So how many times can I activate Worldbreaker? Temple doesn't pay for Worldbreaker, right? So 3, 2, yeah, just 3 times. Either way. So I'm holding, my finger is on control here. Oh my gosh. Another classic Aspiring Spike misplay. Should be okay, but feels not great. Now they can cast the Worldbreaker next turn. Me holding control is I meant to float the mana off the thing and sack also the temple here. Pay HP. Yeah, sorry, we should have paid life for the talismans too. A little flustered there. My opponent has chosen to not cast this Worldbreaker. They're at 18. Let's go to combat, see if they have the K command.
They have chosen to not block. Okay. And another classic. Catch another punt here. Is there an infinite turn loop hidden somewhere? Yes. Magosi, Rings of Brighthearth, Deserted Temple, infinite turn loop. Okay. I have to take Esther to the doctor in about 2 hours. Yeah, I believe Eldra. We're gonna play another league. Elshnorn, Liliana. We just may not be able to finish this league here, but I want to do another one. I think that we're onto something. We 4-1 to lead with Magosi in our deck. Let's keep going. I think I want to play the 4th Rings, and I think I want to play the 4th